According to Wikipedia, IMDb, and even certain anime news websites out there, Jamie Marchi of Funimation is indeed a scriptwriter, apparently also to her own accordance, her own admittance, although apparently she's memeing in this tweet. You see, Marchi made this tweet a few days ago. And is it a joke? Is it something not to be taken seriously? Well, perhaps. But perhaps not. The tweet reads, "Just remember, if there are any line changes and any anime, any script, anything ever that offend anyone who unironically uses terms like SJW and feminist agenda, I wrote them all." She posts a gif of, I think, some sort of Disney character, a witch or something, hiding under the floors and like stalking someone creepily. I don't know. Very creepy gif. And apparently she thinks that's representative of herself or of the tweet. I don't know why she included that. I don't really want to know either. But here's what I want to get at. In the comment section, and we'll take a look there in a moment, she clarifies that she's kind of kidding around. And listen, making jokes on Twitter is fine, all right? Making jokes is fine. But what's not fine is trying to use propaganda techniques, basically, to influence your audience. And you can joke about it, Marchi. You can meme it in your Twitter posts. But this is something that really is happening from Funimation. And maybe you really are responsible for some of this. I don't know. I don't know who exactly writes what scripts. But apparently you have worked on some scripts for Funny and for Sentai Filmworks, at least according to sources online, plus your own admittance, although you might be memeing. This is someone who was happy to meme the legal process, changing her Twitter handle to running from the law or something like that, if I recall. So it's not a new thing for her. But the problem is, anime has been being used by certain groups to interject politics into it. And guess what? People don't watch anime to get told to vote for something or to get told that they are a terrible person for some reason. You watch anime because you want to get taken to a cool world, see cool characters, maybe some awesome fights, some cuteness here and there, slice of life, drama, sci-fi, you know, whatever it is, different tropes, different genres, isekai, blah, 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 blah. Different people like different things. But one common theme is, from at least the numerous anime fans that I've talked to, the numerous posts I've read online, one recurring theme is that people don't watch anime to be told to watch or to vote a certain way. That's not why people are watching anime. They aren't watching it to get told to vote a certain way or lean to a certain side. So why is it that certain companies and certain people continue to interject politics into our entertainment, even when we tell them that we don't want it to happen anymore? They still do it anyways. They still do it anyways. And they do it in such scummy ways as well. For example, their big flagship IPs, they usually won't include that propaganda, so to speak. But in some of the lesser-known animes, they'll sneak it in. Take this write-up from Sankaku Complex, for example. This is an article about an anime called Yuno, and they changed the line. The original Japanese subtitle context was, how crude. The English Funimation dub changes that dialogue to, you're such a misogynist. How do you go from how crude to you're such a misogynist? You want us to believe that being a misogynist is a very bad thing, right? So how can you possibly, in good faith, relate misogyny to something as simple as crude? Is this a serious social issue or not? Keep that in mind, because I'm going to bring that point up again. Let's read this, though. This little segment here does mention other changes. If you're not aware of, you should definitely know about this. Says, know that this is not the first time the company has forcibly altered dialogue to pander to man-hating ideologues. It's not even just man-hating ideologues, man. This is rude to females. It's rude to anybody. It's rude to anybody to change the context and to try to force an agenda down someone's throat. I don't care what you identify as. Using someone as a tool when they are just seeking entertainment is BS, especially in a community like the anime community. And I'll get into that more coming up. Let's continue. It says, as their dub of Prison School decided to reference Gamergate, and their translation of Hajimete no Gal slandered those who enjoy naughty novels. When confronted on the matter years ago, Funimation naturally played the victim by saying that making threats or doxing is not acceptable. They also mentioned that they welcome criticism, But considering that they've continued to insert their agenda into their works, it is evident that this is not the case. And they link a tweet from 2017. Listen to this, guys. You're going to be disgusted. They write, "A message to our community. We at Funimation want to have an open dialogue with fans. We welcome your praise, as well as your criticism and suggestions for improvement. As fans and members of the anime community, there will be things that we don't all agree on. And there is always room for discussion and vocalizing. I'm sorry, my mic's kind of in the way. Vocalizing those viewpoints. However, harassment, doxing, threats, or cruelty of any kind are unacceptable and will be taken very seriously. There is no place for that in this community from any side. We are always listening and always striving to be better. Let's do it together." Yeah, that "let's do it together" part, it seems like that's kind of a one-way street. It's all on you. It's all on you. Because Funimation apparently doesn't actually care about any of that. And I say apparently because I'm going off what they really do. You have VAs, like a certain Hercule, a certain Boo. These are two different people. Certain VAs, though, that are going out attacking the fans. Even when they admit that they think they're talking to kids, they'll still literally insult them. I know one person was told to, quote, start a shotgun. You know what that means? Think about it. It's not a nice thing, all right? Very messed up thing. And that's just one example. They have also, literally insulted numerous fans, lied to numerous fans, all kinds of nonsense, man. It's honestly disgusting. And Funimation has the nerve to make that statement, although, let me be very clear here, that statement is from 2017. But it seems like something Funimation would still make in 2019. I mean, I don't think... I imagine that they would still openly say that they stand by those ideas in that tweet. But the reality is, actions speak a lot louder than words. And what we see from this company is not what they preach there. They don't seem to really actually back themselves up at all with that sort of thing. It's such hollow nonsense to me, man. So let's go back to Marchi's tweet, though, because it's a bit interesting. In the comments, she starts backpedaling and kind of memeing this whole thing. Because remember, in the tweet, she said that she's responsible for all the scripts that write or, use words like SJW and feminist agenda or whatever. But then in the comments, it seems like she's kind of memeing this. For example, let's start with this one. She's not memeing it here yet, but it's a good tweet. It says, "Thanks for giving me more motivation to learn Japanese. If game dev doesn't work out, I can translate anime and hopefully put hacks like you out of work." Marchi says, "LOL, good luck with that." Why are you even responding? If you are someone in the industry, you have a blue check mark, you're Jamie Marchi, anime dubbing voice actress who's met fans, gone to convention, has had panels, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to be sitting here trying to make your career look good, all right? You know what you've done. And you're going to sit here and attack the community, attack the fans? Marchi, let me point something out. This 1,700 likes, this 186 retweets, this is Twitter numbers. This is hollow Twitter numbers. How many of these people really show up to your panels? How many of these people really get your autographs? Because, listen, I can't physically say that I've been to a convention and seen your lines, but I've seen pictures, I've seen videos, and I'm going to be as polite as I possibly can here. It looks like you have room for improvement. It looks like you have room for improvement on those numbers. So you might think that you have a lot of support because you're getting a lot of likes and engagement, which I'll admit you are. That's a lot of likes and engagement on a tweet. I'll be honest, it is. But here's the thing. This is just Twitter. This is just Twitter. How many of these people, as I said, are really going to show up? How many of those 1,700? Would you say even 10%? Even 5%? Would you say even 1%? I don't know. So let's take a look at some more of these comments here. Because here's where Marchi kind of backpedals and makes it seem like she's joking around and memeing. This user writes, "Funny people can't take jokes anymore. The line changes weren't funny to me, but I think they fit better with American English and slightly more funny than the original script." Why are you saying these are jokes? It's not a joke. Someone forcing a change in the dub from the sub to the dub that actually ruins the original context is not a joke. You even admit that you don't find it funny, so why are you saying that this is a joke when it doesn't seem like it is? We want our anime to be translated accurately. We want the script to reflect the original content because the original content is what we're all about. We just don't know how to we don't know how to read Japanese, all right? Or speak Japanese. Some of you probably do. I don't. A lot of us don't. So we got to go with subtitles or dubs, all right? For whatever reason. So if we go with dubs, we expect it to be accurate. especially when you market it as accurate. You don't market your dubs as, oh, we're going to make funny changes here and there. Hope you enjoy. No, you market it like you're really taking it seriously and you're really getting an accurate translation here, an accurate dub. So this is bullshit. I'm sorry. It really is. It really is. And I'm going to start to get into this a little more as I get heated, because let me go into a rant here after we read this. Marky says, what changes are you talking about? Guy says, the Dragon Maid anime, prison schooler, Dragon Maid one, if you don't know what that's about, they changed the line from, I forget the original context. It was just something about her outfit being, it was a comment about her outfit, female to female discussion. Say something about her outfit, and the character responds in the dub by saying it was those patriarchal societal demands or something like that, when the original Japanese context mentioned nothing about the patriarchy, nothing about societal demands. It was just that the outfit was a bit interesting or something. I forget the exact example. You can look it up though. Dragon Maid dub change. There's a lot of posts on that, man. Reddit posts, YouTube videos compiling it. The anime community doesn't like this BS, but people like Marky apparently think that they do, because they get a lot of likes and engagement on their social media, on their Twitter. But this is not the real world. This is not the real world. And it's only Twitter. Even if you want to stay online, look at other places, Marky. Look at Reddit. Look at other forums. People are not happy with this stuff. You might think they're happy on Twitter, but they're not even just happy on Twitter. There's people on Twitter that are calling you out. For example, the comment that we just saw. And then off Twitter, people are calling this stuff out. And in real life, people are definitely calling this stuff out, or just not talking about it at all. And guess what? That could even be someone who was a fan of you before, that would talk about you in your work before, and now they're not. And they're not going to show up because you're treating them like they're just a tool. Literally a tool. People want to watch anime in general because anime is cool, or it's fun, or it's cute, it's interesting. It helps them get taken to an interesting place that's different from the real world. Now, this is not always the case. This is different person to person, but a lot of people like anime because it's so different. I mean, there's a reason why the isekai genre is so big. Talk smack about it all you want, but it is a good example of escapism right there. And really, it doesn't have to be an isekai. That's just a good example because life in another world, escapism, blah, blah, blah. But any sort of anime can be escapism as long as it pulls you from that place in the real world to a place where you can just enjoy the entertainment. And let me dial this back now. Actually, let me read a few more of these, and then I'll make this point that I've been trying to make, or trying to get to. So, says, what changes are you talking about? Says Dragon Maid, prison schooler, So that's the one that we were looking at the article about. That changed, the misogyny thing. And then says, well, I don't think the scenes are funny. Although, okay, they already said that up here, didn't they? Yeah. Wait, funny people can't shake. Yeah, they weren't funny to me. So they reiterate that they didn't find it funny. So this person, how are you going to say twice that you didn't find it funny, but it's still a joke? How are these attempts at jokes? I'm sorry. It's not an attempt at a joke to insert a political agenda and try to force your views onto the viewer. That's treating us like tools, man. Marky says, I get blamed for all three, but I only wrote one of those adaptations. I'll take the credit, though. So, when you combine that with her original tweet saying that she's responsible for it all, it seems like she's joking and memeing here. Joking and memeing is fine. But this is not really a joking matter. Using this community like tools, like we're nothing more than people to be influenced by you so that we might agree with your politics and vote a certain way, is downright disgusting. It's disgusting in any form of media, but especially this one. Let me explain. Some of you might not understand this if you're a newer anime fan, but those of you who are older anime fans, you will. And this is not to throw shade on anyone. This is simply to explain this, because if you don't understand how it was back in the day, so to speak, you got to understand, man. 10 years ago or so, 10, 15 years ago, whatever, you can push it back further than that even, I'm sure. I just, at that point, can't be very anecdotal about it. But fans of anime for a long time were treated terribly by the public. I mean, I can, mention anecdotal stuff. Me in school, middle school, I would talk about anime, and I would get made fun of for it. I would get forced into fights because of it. I'd get beaten up because I liked anime and because I'd play, Yu-Gi-Oh cards and stuff like that. All right? It's not a joking matter. A lot of us went through a lot of crap being fans of anime. And a lot of us are really happy now that it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and more people are enjoying it, and it's not something that you really get made fun of for liking anymore. It's becoming normal. You're seeing more and more celebrities openly talking about anime, more and more public figures openly talking about anime. Take Elon Musk, for example, him talking about Edward Elric and FMA, changing his profile that Ed, a few months back and all that. Just examples. This stuff's getting more and more mainstream, but it wasn't always like that. A lot of us have been harassed A lot of us have been physically and mentally hurt for simply liking anime. And now it's so messed up because instead of getting bullied by the people who don't like anime that want to bully us, we're getting bullied by people like VAs and companies like Funimation. People that should be standing up for those of us who enjoy anime instead are insulting us. They're harassing us. They're making fun of us. And not just that, they want to use us to further their politics. When a lot of us don't even want to talk about politics, we just want to watch our entertainment. And you're going to sit here joking about changing the scripts. You're going to sit here joking about all this stuff. Do you know how much shit a lot of us went through being fans of anime, as I just mentioned? Like, it's just so absurd to me, man. It really makes me sick. And getting more involved with the anime community has been amazing for me. I've met so many kind people, so many people who really are empathetic and sympathetic to others, and they really want the best for other people. And these are the same people that VAs like this are going after and harassing and attacking, when really, we also stand with the victims. We stand with the survivors. We just want evidence because it's not fair to go after someone with no proof. That could happen to anybody. And there's plenty of examples of people innocently being accused of things, falsely imprisoned, whatever it is. There's so many examples of this. So you're really going to call us all these terrible names, all these disgusting things, simply because we had the nerve to ask for evidence? And, you know, it also comes down to the character. The character of some of the people making these claims against others, when you look into them, are just downright disappointing. Like what we see here. It's just disappointing. You know, if you want us to believe you without evidence, at least be a respectable, credible person. Even then, I want evidence. But at least I would be like, all right, this person doesn't seem like they would lie. But when you are openly using us as a tool, when you're openly shoving your agendas down our throat to try to force us to vote or think a certain way, when you do that kind of stuff, and then you have the nerve to meme this and joke about it, it's just so disgusting, man. And there's a reason why I think that lines for these VAs who do these things really are empty. No one shows up to their panels. No one shows up to their signing events. They get likes and engagement, interaction on Twitter, and that's about it. And I guess that's good enough for them. Maybe that's what they want. Maybe that's fine with them. I know this was a little bit of a rambly video, but it really just sickens me, man, because so many of us have gone through really difficult times being fans of anime. And I'm really not just talking about myself here because, you know, I mentioned certain things that happened to me. But guys, I didn't have it that bad. I'm all right. I'm chilling. There's people who have had it way worse than I have for simply liking anime. And there's a lot of people in this community who have gone through crap, whether it was for liking anime or for completely different reasons. They have suffered in their lives. They are real victims. And guess what? They're on I Stand With Vic. They are a part of I Stand With Vic because they simply want evidence. They want due process. Or they don't believe that the people making the claims are very credible. Whatever it is, a combination of all this and other things I'm not mentioning. But the point is, these VAs and these other people, these other Kick Vic people, act like they're standing with victims and survivors when I guarantee you a good number of people in I Stand With Vic probably are themselves. What does that really make Kick Vic?